Good morning, true crime friends. How y'all doing? Listen, Miss Lori Vallow has requested a new trial, which is hilarious to me. And Judge Justin Beresky has responded, child, we need to talk about it. But first, you know what you need to do. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also share these videos. We are so close to getting to 20,000 subscribers. I can hardly believe it. Also find me on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky, and a teensy little bit of TikTok. I'm trying to TikTok, y'all. I don't know how that's going to go. Anyway, Miss Lori Vallow. Okay. So, serial unaliver Lori Vallow Daybell was recently convicted of yet another crime. When you thought she was done in northern Idaho, oh, no. She had to go down to southern Idaho, aka Arizona. And they were like, hey girl, hey, you're going to be on trial for the conspiracy to unfortunately unalive your fourth husband. And she was like, oh, what, me? I'm already up here in northern Idaho, where I like it very much. Reportedly, she is really enjoying life in prison. Well, good for her. She really is where she belongs. Anyway, so she had the trial, and the sainted judge, Justin Beresky, honey, the level of calmness he has demonstrated in this trial is really something to behold, right? So she's just like, she gets convicted, of course, because she's a terrible human being. And she was like, let me just get a very sharp pencil because I have things that I want to say. And she says there are 5 reasons, 5 grounds that she should have a new trial. Heifer what? Now listen, for this video, I had to pull out my handy dandy heifer what t-shirt because no one has deserved a heifer what more than this particular heifer. Okay, so the 5 charges. Number 1, juror misconduct. Okay. Number 2, she says that Tylee and Alex's statements were thrown out. And so those are 2 people that she, in my opinion, had a hand in unfortunately unaliving. And she's like, yes, I unfortunately unalived them, but I think that we should be able to use their words. Ma'am, I don't know if you know how that's not how laws work. She says there was a discovery violation, there was prosecutorial misconduct, and judicial bias. Oh, the fact that he didn't bonk her on the head with his little gavel, I have a bias against Judge Beresky because I'd have been like, heck, I'm sick of you. But you know, this is why I'm not a judge. This is why I'm a gossip on the internet. Okay, so let's take these charges one by one. Justin Beresky responded, and I wonder how much he was laughing when he wrote this. Was he like, girl? But you know, something tells me he doesn't just spout out things like girl and heifer what, although in my opinion, he probably should. Okay, so the juror misconduct. Now listen, we talked about this juror number 15, Uncle Doing Too Much is what we called him. Juror 15 went all in front of the cameras immediately on the heels of the conviction. And he was like, oh, this is terrible. I was thinking yesterday about how she had 3 life sentences in this. I feel sorry for her. And the whole internet gasped and clutched our pearls. We were like, he shouldn't have known that he shouldn't have known all this stuff about the trial. And Lori was just like, dear judge, obviously the juror misconducted, and the state was just like, Your Honor. I mean, it was all in writing, but in my mind, this is what Trina K said. She was like, Your Honor, obviously he misspoke. And so the judge examined the entire situation and, in my opinion, laughed a little bit, sucked his teeth, and rolled his eyes. And then he quoted the juror back to Lori. Now, the juror, Uncle Doing Too Much, was a little bit confused because first he said, I didn't know anything about this lady. Then he said, I feel sorry for her 3 life sentences. And then he went on to say again and again and again, I didn't know anything about her. He clarified, right? He said immediately on the heels of the conviction, they were still in the jury room and the bailiffs and everybody was like, child, you better look them up on the internet because this is a whole mess. I mean, that's the spirit of what the bailiff said. I don't think that's exactly what the bailiff said. But obviously, if you come in here for news, child, you're probably doing a whole lot in your life wrong. Anyway, so the bailiff in them was just like, look this heifer up. And so he looked her up and then he found out about the life sentences and whatever. So when he went outside, apparently he didn't expect to see media. I don't know why not. But he was like, yes, you can interview me. I have incomplete information. I'm in shock. This is very overwhelming. Please put a camera in my face and I will talk. And that's exactly what he did. So did the juror give conflicting statements? Yes, he did. And immediately on the heels of it, honey, I was clutching my pearls. Everybody all over America was like, what did he know? And when did he know it? And of course, we ran off and had all these ill-advised conclusions, you know, like the internet is wont to do. The internet is going to internet. I don't know if you know, Lori, but the internet is a little bit wild. And so she's just like, he clearly knew things. proceedings. And the judge was like, okay, heifer, I have looked at everything, and he just misspoke. It was an accident. Additionally, we know Lori does not know how laws work. It's real foggy. Her brain is full with like other fantasies and her being an angel and all this other stuff. The judge was like, right. So, this juror clearly was confused and didn't know. But also, if you think it's more than that, where's your proof? She have no proof. She didn't have an affidavit. She didn't have her investigator go out and talk to the guy. The judge was like, hey, heifer, hey, when you make claims like this, you have to have some proof. To which Lori was probably like, oh, well, it feels true in my spirit. So can we go by that? And to that, I say, no. Okay. Second grounds number 2. She said that the statements of Tylee Ryan, her daughter, who she unfortunately unalived, and her brother, Alex Cox, their statements and emails and text messages should have been brought into the case. She should have been able to use them. And the judge, after a very deep sigh and probably a sip of scotch, in my imagination, I don't know that the man drinks scotch. He's probably one of those nice Mormons who doesn't drink anything but like cold milk and a lot of caffeine. I don't know. He said, hey girl, hey, if you unfortunately unalive somebody so that they cannot speak, you then cannot use their words because they're not here to back them up. See, also, you killed them. So if we brought in their words, it would be hearsay. But he said, if you can put some evidence before the court that shows why their words have like a hearsay exception, then you could be like, oh, Your Honor, here's why there's a hearsay exception. And then you could have their words in. But she never did. Before the trial, the judge was like, no. And then during the trial, he was like, listen, if you could give me good reason why I could use these words, then you could use the words. Lori, of course, never did because she's not a lawyer. She's just a serial unaliver and a crazy person. And so after the fact, she was just like, I know I didn't do the thing you said I should do, but it still feels unfair to me. Please hold. You know I done talk my throat dry. Y'all, that little amphibian is trying real hard to come back to my throat, and I'm trying real hard to get rid of him. Anyway, so the judge was like, heifer, we gave you an opportunity and you didn't take it. So what you want from me? And she was just like, oh, okay. She also says there was a discovery violation. Lori, do you know what a discovery violation is? I mean, I know you read some books and stuff over there, but also I feel like you spend half your time in like Flights of Fancy and in Narnia or something like that. I don't know where she goes. According to her, she has a portal where she can go meet her husband, the thumb, Chad, who's up in northern Idaho, on the unalive row. But I'm like, what you know about a discovery violation? According to Lori, the state turned over her husband, who she unfortunately unalived. Ma'am, let's start with this. Had you not unfortunately unalived this man, we wouldn't be here at all. But okay. Lori is saying the state turned over evidence late. They had Charles's cell phone and they didn't get it like extracted or whatever until late in the game. And as soon as they got it, they turned it over to Lori. And Lori was like, that's too late. You should have done it sooner. Also, I don't know if you realize this. You maybe should not have unalived them. Maybe everybody's breaking rules around here. But in fact, the judge was like, okay, if you want more time, we'll give you a continuance so you can have more time to go through these things. And she was like, no, I am fighting for my speedy trial. Now, here's the thing, as a side note, because you know I've done a lot of research, and by research, that means I've watched more than 2 internet videos. But Lori's whole thing is, number one, she feels like over there on the unalive row, like the close confinement or whatever, where they have her in southern Idaho, Iowa, she's talked to a lot of the other ladies there. Please keep in mind, every word out of her mouth is a lie. Not every word, like the and the but and howevers probably are true, but the rest of it, lies, in my opinion. Allegedly, I don't know if you got to say allegedly when it comes to this heifer. Anyway, so she lies a lot. So she was like, there's 8 or 9 women on the unalive row section of the prison where I'm at, and all of them said that they waived speedy trial, and they've been sitting here for 7 or 8 years. So I am not going to waive speedy trial so that I can get my case heard as fast as humanly possible. See, also convicted as fast as humanly possible. But okay, heifer. So Lori's whole big thing is she will not waive speedy trial. She wants these trials to come fast. In her mind, that means she doesn't have to sit down in southern Idaho, Iowa for years and years and years. In reality, what that means is she's going to be convicted that much faster. I know in her mind, she feels like she's going home, but the only home she's going to is back to northern Idaho, Iowa, where she has a life sentence. And according to her, she likes the Idaho prison much better. Oh, I wonder if she's given them a 5-star Yelp review. Reportedly, she likes the people better. There are better prisoners up north. Duly noted. Also, I plan on not committing any crimes, so it really doesn't matter to me. But there's a beautiful view from the prison where she is up north. Okay, but she's a hot weather girl. And down there in Arizona, they say it's nice and hot. And in Idaho, it's cold. But also keep in mind, she feels like when the second coming comes, her and Jesus and her thumb of a husband, Chad, they're going to rule over the whole universe, and they're going to be in charge of things. Girl, Jesus don't know you, and you clearly don't know him. What are you talking about? Now, maybe she's just like, I'm more closer in touch with the Savior. In her case, I think she means Satan. So maybe she's probably better off in southern Idaho, Iowa. She is a hot weather girl. Her whole life she been gearing up, getting ready for hell. So she gonna be ready. She ready to go. Right now, she ready to go. Anyway, so did not waive her speedy trial because she wants to get back up north with the nice people and the better view in prison. Okay. Also, she's claiming prosecutorial misconduct, and the judge responded, prove it. The judge is like, he wants dates, he wants timelines, he wants screenshots, he wants everything. And she was like, heifer, you have provided no evidence. To which Lori was probably like, how many evidence you say? Well, I mean, y'all just want everything. That's not what she said. In my mind, that's the spirit of what she said. But again, you're not here for the news, child. You're here for gossip. Anyway, and so finally she said that the judge committed misconduct as well because he does not have a judicial demeanor. How does she open her mouth and say he does not have a judicial demeanor? Do you know who does not have a judicial demeanor? Me, all of the internet. The fact that he did not bonk this ignorant heifer on the head every time she opened her mouth, the way I would have been committing bonkation in the 3rd degree, every time she opened her stupid little mouth, I would just be like, I wouldn't have been able to help myself. We here at Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo do not advocate the unfortunate bonkation of anybody for any reason unless you really, really have to. Some people just, they need to be bonked. Now, I'm not saying that you should bonk them. We do not advocate violence on the internet, in public. But sometimes, oh my God. Please hold while I take a calming sip of tea. I do not know what the sainted judge, Justin Beresky, is sipping there up on his bench. I don't know if it's tea. I don't know if it's liquor. I don't know if he has some of them THC gummies or whatever, a Xanny bar that he takes before he goes up there. But the level of cool, calm, and collectedness that he displays, he should bottle that and sell it. I would absolutely buy some because I don't know how he deals with these crazy people. But anyway, he was just like, oh, no judicial bias. The way he gray rocks Lori is truly something to behold. You know what gray rocking is? When somebody's freaking out and spinning out, he just sits there calmly and is like, yes, no. And he said the infamous, are you done? That was so gangster. I was just like, if nothing else, that demonstrated his judicial demeanor. Because I would have done, you remember Deobra Redden, who jumped over the judge's bench in Nevada and tried to, unfortunately, now that boy committed bonkation in the 3rd degree. He wore that judge out. He tried to take her off this mortal coil. Anyway, it would have been a reverse Deobra Redden. If I was that judge, I would have just Supermaned over the bench and been like, I'm sick of you. But instead, he merely responded, are you done? So Lori was wigging out in court the other day, and she was just like, the judge he's biased against me. He's violated my right to religious freedom. Lori girl, listen, I know it's clear that you are not clear how laws work, but under the law, you can't unfortunately unalive people and then say it was because Jesus told you to do it. That's not how any of this works. It's just not. The judge very calmly responded, there's no evidence that I lack judicial demeanor. In fact, if you ask me, there's a lot of evidence that he has tremendous judicial demeanor, because this heifer crazy. That is my official stance as a gossip. This heifer crazy. Under the law, they just call it guilty. Okay, we'll go with that too. And so the judge is like, there is no evidence. Now, the judge did offer an apology because at one point during the questioning of a witness, Lori was comparing herself to a religious figure from the Book of Mormon, and the state objected. And the judge was like, wait. Let me get this clear. Again, I'm not quoting. I'm just giving you the spirit of what he said. He was like, let me get this clear. You are comparing yourself to these religious figures. And she was just like, well, Nephi, there's like 65 Nephis, and I'm just talking about, number 62. And the judge was like, oh, inasmuch as you want to compare yourself to these religious figures, I guess I'll allow it. Now, the judge did say, oops, sorry. I should have just said, go ahead and proceed crazy. I should not have made the comment about the religious figures. However, your religious freedom was not violated. I could have said less. Clearly, I have passed shut up class, but every now and then, periodically, I say a little too much. And to that, I say, judge, girl, you and me both. I spend a whole lot of time saying too much. One time my friend Melissa said, girl, you can have an unexpressed thought. And I said to myself, and then out loud, can I? I'm not really entirely certain that I can. I have a lot of expressed thoughts, a lot of them. And are they ill-advised? Likely, but for what? Why would I not express a thought? Here's the thing that y'all don't even know. There's a lot of things I think I actually don't say. Could you imagine if I said everything that came into my head? I might be sitting over there in the jail in the North Idaho Wild, but child, unclear. I don't know. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stay right here in Bergen County and keep my mouth shut periodically and from time to time. I'm just going to get on the internet and talk to my true crime friends, and we're going to gossip. We're going to spread the good news of the word of what I heard down to the Piggly Wiggly and the ShopRite and other assorted places. In the meantime, we're going to stay here. We're going to stay out of jail. We're going to clutch our pearls as necessary. Now, look, Lori has a new trial starting in about a week. Jury selection starts in about a week. And I'm like, yay, more jail time for Lori. More judicial process for Lori. I'm very, very excited. I'm very much looking forward to seeing her. And in this next case, her nephew-in-law that she tried to unfortunately unalive, he's still alive. And he's here to tell his story. And word on these true crime streets, honey, you ain't heard this from me. But word on the street is that there's evidence that we have not yet seen. I thought we knew everything. I thought we knew every single thing about this case, but nay, there's more. I can hardly wait to see it. I'm gonna be here to report it live right here from my living room. So listen, like these videos, subscribe to the channel, share this mess out. We are so close to 20,000 subscribers. Let's get there together, and I will see you next crime. Bye.